week after the launch of a nationwide suicide hotline, many are now raising some red flags about what actually happens when you call the number. Our Braden Ross investigates.
Plus, why a new report is calling Dane County's election infrastructure inadequate.
And we're following the latest out of Central California as fire crews struggle to contain the massive Oak Fire. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, the nation's new emergency phone number is already generating more calls for help, the way it's designed. But in the 9 days since 988's launch, some people are raising a red flag about what an emergency response actually looks like.
That is a notion that local mental health experts want to clear up. Our Braden Ross explains.
A headline on a viral social media post cautions people against a new service meant to help. 988 is not friendly, it reads. The post wrongly implies that the hotline carries the risk of, quote, humiliating involuntary treatment, forced drugging, and life-altering trauma.
It's understandable that people would be nervous about calling and reaching out to a service for something so vulnerable as their mental health.
988 is the new number for the old suicide lifeline, which has been around since 2005. The number transitioned last Saturday in an effort to make it easier to remember. In its first week, the hotline saw a 45% increase nationwide from the week before it launched. Caroline Crehan Newman is the Crisis Services Coordinator at the Wisconsin Department of Health. She says she gets why people would be nervous to call 988, but there's no need to be.
Having thoughts of wanting to end your life or telling a counselor that it's not taboo when you call 988.
In Wisconsin, less than 2% of 988 calls end in actual police response. And when they do, it's a last resort.
These are people who are making statements that include, I'm going to die tonight. I'm going to use this type of means. This is how I'm going to do it. These are blatant statements where that person is at imminent risk.
Mary Kay Battaglia of the Wisconsin National Alliance for Mental Illness says 988 is actually an alternative to getting police involved.
And so the whole idea of 988 is that immediately the person on the other line is a trained counselor who knows this is a mental health crisis. We want to divert the process of having to call a police officer.
And when outside intervention is needed, it doesn't always mean police. Growing numbers of mental health response teams across the state will also be able to respond if a 988 counselor decides it's necessary. For News 3 Now, I'm Braden Ross.
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, don't hesitate to call the Suicide Prevention Hotline. The number again is 988. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Meteorologist Dana Fulton is on the weather patio. Beautiful day today, Dana.
Oh, this is perfect right now. We have sunshine, we have a light breeze, and we have a drop in our temperatures and our humidity over the last 24 hours. Over Madison, a few clouds, but overall a blue sky. Sitting close to 76 currently with a calm breeze. Again, heat index readings not expected to climb up anymore since our dew points are staying so much lower. We have a few showers well off to the west, not expecting that to impact our area tonight. Should stay clear. 75 in Janesville, 73 in the Dells right now, about 72 in Mineral Point. Compared to this time yesterday, it's a 5 to 10 degree pullback. Our dew point's also a few degrees cooler. Now, the next few days, temperatures staying pretty close to, if not just a little bit below average. Next week, warmer weather builds in, but notice what also happens next week. Our average high temperatures starting to go back down as we look ahead to the start in the middle of August. We'll take a closer look at that temperature trend for the next few days in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Inadequate, that is the word a new task force report used to describe how Dane County supports its election staff.
And now local officials are pushing for more attention to security. Political reporter Will Keneally has the story.
So the task force examined some points of failure that they say election security could be strengthened through. Dane County officials say that they want elections to be treated as critical infrastructure.
Those structures are not adequate for a function that has been designated by the Department of Homeland Security as a critical infrastructure.
That's Ken Mayer, a UW-Madison political scientist who chaired the Dane County Task Force. He says that the issues arose during 2020, but have since gotten worse.
After 2020, when disinformation and frankly outright lies about the election and how it was conducted, was reflected in personal threats that clerks and their staff had received.
There were a couple of concerns identified by the report, including the security of elections officials. Right now, they're in the city-county building, which is relatively open.
We've put up plexiglass for us. So we have multiple locked doors between our server room, for example, and anyone who might come in here.
That other point that the Dane County clerk alludes to here is security of the machines themselves. Dane County voting machines could be kept safer behind 2 locked doors, for example, instead of 1.
And now they're in a ground floor private warehouse, as opposed to, which is an improvement, but it's not climate controlled. It's not adequate.
The recommendations of the task force will largely be up to the municipalities in Dane County to implement themselves, and are recommended to be put in place before 2024. But Scott McDonald says that they are still ready for this fall.
This is a set of recommendations. I can tell you, I know communities that are moving forward already independently on this.
So the thing to note here is that there have been some specific threats against clerks, but so far there have been no evidence that any elections equipment itself has been breached. This is all largely as a precaution for the elections going forward. Reporting from Madison, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. Investigators say a downtown Madison apartment is uninhabitable after a fire. Fire crews were sent to the 100 block of South Hancock Street around 10:25 this morning. A resident reported hearing a smoke detector and saw smoke coming from an upper floor of the building. All of the occupants who were home at the time evacuated safely, and no injuries were reported.
The flames are really coming out maybe 10, 15 feet high. We're just pouring out the back. But within a matter of minutes, they seem to get the flames out. I guess they got in very quickly with their hoses and water and put them out.
Officials say the entire 3-unit building is uninhabitable because of the extent of the damage. The Red Cross is helping displaced residents. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Mixing preaching and politics is something that can run a tax-exempt church afoul of federal law.
It's that kind of legal concern, among others, cited by the Diocese of Madison in a statement announcing the discipline of a Cross Plains priest. Our Naomi Coles has that story. Naomi?
Father Richard Howman at St. Mary of Pine Bluff Catholic Church is not a newcomer to preaching right-wing politics from that pulpit in Cross Plains. The diocese admonished Howman last year to avoid doing that after clips of him from both the pulpit and podcast circulated online. Today, that's escalated to formal discipline, according to a statement in the Madison Catholic Herald from Bishop Donald Hying. It comes after Howman downplayed the January 6th insurrection in a sermon a little over 2 weeks ago.
And I'm in the school of thought that all those who played up the optics of violence during that time, breaking windows or whatever they were doing, you know, nobody shot anybody. We saw security guards opening doors and welcoming them in because they knew that they were the gentle as doves group. They weren't the domestic terrorist group.
Neither the bishop nor Howman returned requests for comment, but Howman did post on Facebook that he was, quote, doing okay, and asked people not to be angry at the bishop. Coming up at 6 o'clock, I'll show you how this kind of problem is not new to Howman. It's also not new to other Wisconsin priests either.
We will see you at 6, Naomi. Thank you. The former principal at Madison East High School, who was reassigned to a different role after several students protested, has resigned. MMSD spokesperson Tim Lamons confirmed to News 3 Now that Sean Levy handed in his written resignation last week. Levy was removed as principal last October after multiple days of walkouts and protests over how he handled a sexual assault case between 2 students. Students say Levy did not take their concerns seriously when they were first brought up.
2 men charged in a deadly shooting that happened on Madison's northeast side last fall pleaded not guilty this afternoon. 33-year-olds Justin Barrage and Shabri Link were arrested in April in connection with the shooting on November 17th that killed 24-year-old Eric Ranson. Link is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, and Barrage is charged with first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime. In court today, both Link and Barrage stood in silence, and a not guilty plea was entered on their behalf. Barrage's next court appearance is October 21st. Link has a bail hearing on August 12th.
A fast-moving wild wildfire near Yosemite National Park in California tripled in size over the weekend. The Oak Fire now covers about 26 square miles and has burned more than 15,000 acres. Right now, more than 2,500 firefighters are fighting the flames from the air and the ground, but high temperatures, low humidity, and dry conditions are deterring their efforts. So far, more than 6,000 area residents have been evacuated.
This is the first time ever in my life being evacuated, so this is kind of different. You know, a lot of anxiety.
We're gonna have to rename our town. I mean, the Pines probably aren't gonna make it.
Smoke from the fire can be seen from the International Space Station, and an air quality advisory is now in effect for the San Francisco Bay Area. Only 10% of the fire is contained.
Well, Texas police are investigating after a woman opened fire at the Dallas Love Field Airport this morning. Shortly after the 37-year-old was dropped off at the airport, police say she went into a restroom and changed her clothing. The woman then fired multiple rounds at the airport ceiling after she left the restroom. A nearby officer shot the woman, wounding her. She was then taken into custody and later to a nearby hospital for treatment. And no one else was hurt in the shooting. A motive is unclear. Well, next at 5, an update on President Joe Biden's condition after he tested positive for COVID.
Plus, Pope Francis delivers a historic apology for the Catholic Church's role in decades of abuse to Indigenous peoples of Canada. And later, what makes Madison's All-City Swim Meet one of the summer's most anticipated competitions? We'll have the details at 6. It was a mostly positive day on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials added 90 points. The Nasdaq lost 51, but the S&P 500 managed a 5-point gain. We'll be right back.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go. As owner of Wisconsin's largest construction company, I have a blueprint, a plan for every project. So here's mine for Wisconsin. I'll stand up to the radical left and their socialist agenda. We'll back the blue and get tough on violent crime. Bad guys, they're not gonna like me. I'll crack down on election fraud and keep schools open 5 days a week, no matter what Fauci says. I'm Tim Michaels, and that's my plan. Now let's get to work.
With my own party. You know, we've had 50 years to make Roe into law, but we've failed. And you know what, guys, I'm glad that now that Roe is overturned, you are all now sharing your own personal stories. But I wasn't the only one talking about reproductive rights, because for me, this is not an afterthought. If Wisconsin wants to restore its women's rights to choose, they'll send the woman who will get the job done and defeat Ron Johnson.
I'm Sarah Godlewski. I approve this message.
A local priest is punished after using his controversial political involvement. Naomi Coles exposes why the father is in trouble with the diocese. And over 70% of adult drownings have a common factor. We share the cause during National Drowning Prevention Day tonight at 6.
The
Madison All-City Championship Swim and Dive Meet celebrates 60 years of competition July 28th through the 30th. Come out and cheer on the teams in the largest outdoor swim meet in the nation. Learn more at swim.ridgewoodallcity.com. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Pope Francis delivered a historic apology in Canada today for the Catholic Church's role in forcing more than 150,000 Indigenous children from their homes in an attempt to strip them of their culture. Chris Livesay has more.
In the Canadian city of Massachusetts, Pope Francis appeared before thousands of Indigenous people, including survivors of Canada's residential Christian schools. Speaking in Spanish, he told them this was a disastrous error, incompatible with the doctrine of Jesus Christ. He went on to ask their forgiveness for the evil committed against them by so many Christians. From the 1870s to the 1990s, more than 150,000 Native children were forcibly taken from their families to attend residential schools, designed to wipe out their cultural traditions and language. The Canadian government says the schools were rampant with physical and sexual abuse, and thousands are believed to have never made it home. The ceremony began with a sacred drum song and dance for healing. Volunteers moved through the audience carrying a long banner with victims' names. For some, the Pope's visit is a step toward healing.
We wish to acknowledge with deep appreciation and gratitude the great personal effort you have made to travel to our land.
But some Indigenous leaders say it's too little, too late.
We don't feel that it has been about survivors. It has been more about the church.
At the end of the Pope's address, he returned a pair of moccasins given to him by Native leaders who urged this visit. The Pope says the moccasins left him feeling sorrowful, but determined to begin a journey of healing. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Massachusetts, Canada.
Back in April, the Pope told Indigenous leaders visiting the Vatican that he felt sorrow and shame for the role the church played in the abuse.
President Biden's doctor says his symptoms are almost gone as the president continues treatment for COVID-19. The president still has some nasal congestion and a sore throat, but his doctor says his vital signs are normal and his lungs are clear, with no shortness of breath. President Biden attended 2 virtual events today, including a meeting with CEOs and labor leaders. During the meeting, President Biden said he's feeling great and hopes to resume working in person by the end of the week.
Let's get a check on the weather now. Dana Fulton is here with your certified most accurate forecast. Hi, Dana.
Hey, it's nice and sunny outside currently. We have some showers off to the west, but we're going to keep those showers well off to the west right now. Not expecting any of that rain to creep in overnight, nor as we look ahead to Tuesday, at least during the day on Tuesday. Temperatures in the middle to upper 70s, so we've pulled back a little bit below average, but still very comfortable outside. Our breeze coming in from the northwest. As we look ahead through the work week, a really pleasant week on tap. Mild, comfortable temperatures to wrap up July. Pretty seasonable weather for the next several days. We have a small chance for showers Tuesday night. Could see a few isolated showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm mixed in there, but it's not going to cover most of the area and it's not going to bring a lot of accumulation. And as we look ahead to this weekend, a dry stretch expected for Saturday and Sunday. So it's nice to have the pleasant weather lining up, of course, with our weekend. Overnight, we're expecting partly cloudy skies. It'll be a pleasant start to the day tomorrow, dropping down to the upper 50s for our overnight lows. For tomorrow, we have sunshine with high temperatures climbing up a little bit more, closer to 80 and in the low 80s. Our breeze coming in from the south for Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday night, there is a slight chance for those isolated showers to pop up, possibly a thunderstorm mixed in, but again, not expecting a lot of rain, and frankly, most of the area will stay dry as those showers will be pretty scattered apart. For Wednesday afternoon, again, seasonable outside with high temperatures in the low 80s. For tomorrow, 79, close to 80 for our high, partly sunny skies and warm. Our breeze from the south at about 6 to 12 miles per hour. It's nice to look at the 10-day and not have any alert days to talk about and really just focus on some nice sunshine. We have that chance again for a few showers late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, but otherwise the rest of the work week looks dry. Temperatures in the low 80s on Wednesday, the upper 70s, mid to upper 70s on Friday with mostly sunny skies through the weekend. Looking ahead to next week, we do have a few isolated chances for showers to start off the week. Notice it gets a little warmer outside for the first week of August, also a little more humidity creeping in. So because of that increase in our humidity, we could see a few isolated showers and storms through the week, though not expecting a lot of rain to come through. Overall, traffic is moving this evening. Thankfully, the Beltline, green east and westbound, downtown Madison, a few slowdown spots, but nothing out of the norm for this time in the evening. And downtown Janesville actually looks pretty good. North and southbound on the interstate from Rock County through Dane County, nice and green as well. From the Beltline to Janesville, takes about 24 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Sauk City. And we've added on a few minutes for our drive from downtown to Sun Prairie, about 18 minutes right now. That's a quick look at traffic.
Thank you, Dana. Coming up, an upside-down house in London is drawing thousands of tourists. We'll have a closer look inside next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm U.S. Senate candidate Peter Pekarsky, and I don't own an NBA franchise. I'm not a mega billionaire or a career politician. I don't host lingerie parties or accept PAC money. I've never claimed I had a degree when I didn't. I may not be filthy rich, but I'm the only candidate that has the balls to protect your rights and get the job done.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
Culver's couldn't have started anywhere but in Sauk City, Wisconsin. Still today, we are a family restaurant. Here, nearby farms grow the food we eat, smiles are contagious, and everyone is someone's neighbor. It's a place where our love of fresh food is as strong as our love for each other. It's a feeling of welcome you'll notice the moment you stop by. Because where we come from has made us who we are, and for that, we couldn't be more proud. Welcome to Delicious.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, get pork chops, only 99 cents. Hy-Vee macaroni and cheese, only 19 cents. And sweet corn, 12 for only $5. Tuesday only. And save even more during Red, White, and Fuel. Right now, save up to $7.21 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5 grand more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, this Summer has seen a lot of climate change related crises, with heat waves and extreme weather becoming increasingly common. But another consequence of rising temperatures is the endangerment of ingredients that are crucial to making ice cream. The hotter the temperatures, the harder it is to grow the raw ingredients like chocolate, vanilla, and coffee beans. Farmers who grow these ingredients are bearing the brunt of the consequences, as the regions most work in are heavily affected by climate change and deforestation.
What we have to do, though, is be very aware of where our food is coming and how do we support those farmers.
Pinto emphasized the need for consumer responsibility, saying there must be a demand that these cold treats are sourced well.
A seaside house in the UK is getting attention from tourists due to its, well, unique layout. As its name suggests, the upside-down house features a flipped exterior and interior, perfect for some fun photos. The home is located in southern England, where visitors pay a small fee for a 20-minute tour to take pictures.
The upside down house is for inverted photos, so when you flip the photos, it looks like you're on the ceiling.
The house is on an angle for stability purposes, but also to add to the optical illusion in photos. And as the England home gains traction, more upside down houses are popping up around the globe. I bet that's fun.
It does look like fun. I think so too.
I keep craning my neck to... Well, a final check of your first warn forecast when we return.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who can lower or cancel offers without notice. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
Mom, Abel's looking for you.
Oh, all right. As parents, we know that all Wisconsin kids should grow up in a healthy, safe world. As a women's health doctor, I know that access to abortion services is fundamental to personal and economic success. I'm going to fight for financial security so Wisconsin families can succeed and even dream. I'm Jillian Bettino, a mother, a doctor, a fighter, and I'm running for Wisconsin State Treasurer.
Find everything you need to enhance your curb appeal at Menards. Get a clean edge around gardens and flower beds with Master Gardener Lawn Edging. It maintains the integrity of your landscaping. All lawn edging is 11% off. Pittsburgh Ultra Advanced Stain is an exterior stain and sealant in one. It will bring out the natural wood look while adding protection against harsh elements. Get 11% off all exterior wood stains at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for the rest of summer on all Silverado pickups. Plus, get 2.49% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers make offers that seem attractive at first, only to lower or cancel at the last minute. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight. Firefighters battling around the clock to contain California's largest wildfire this year. New concerns tonight as thousands of residents have already been evacuated. Plus, nationwide rent increases pushing American families to the brink. The U.S. city where rents are up more than 20% from last year. And one woman's deeply personal revelation at a job interview made her an inspiration. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Dana's here with a final check of the weather. It's so nice tonight.
It's really nice outside right now. If you have an opportunity maybe to grill out this evening, it's a great idea. If you can't do it tonight, thankfully the next few evenings also look very pleasant. Partly sunny tomorrow, high temperatures in the upper 70s. There's a slight chance for isolated showers or storms late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning, but it does look like most of the area is going to stay dry. Mostly sunny from Wednesday all the way through Sunday, with high temperatures staying right at average, if not just a little bit below. And then for next week, a few opportunities for some showers as our temperatures climb up a bit more to the middle 80s. Our dew point's also expected to increase, so that humidity will ramp back up for the first week of August. But it is nice to end July on a good note, and it's always nice when that sunshine lines up with our weekends. We can enjoy that weather Saturday and Sunday.
So a grilling party at Dana's.
Yes. Everyone's invited.
Thanks for your help today, Brady. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you back here at 6.